All right, is John Madden football harder now than it was 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15, 20, 25, all that good stuff? And let's put into context here, when I say is it harder, I mean on a competitive level, on walking in and being able to beat whoever you play, whether it's online, whether it's in a room, whether it's for pride, whether there's money on the Xbox, whether there's whatever it is. Okay, we were talking about, is it harder now to be able to consistently beat people, or is it easier to be good at the game? Right, essentially, that's what that is. Is it easier or harder to be good at the game? I'm going to give my thoughts at the end of it, but I want to talk about some of the changes that has happened as time has went on, and as we progressed, even from like from 2 years ago basis to, to now, right? Because 2 years ago, well, 3 years ago, Madden 20, the best Madden YouTuber at the game was Throne. And Throne is really good at the game. But Throne doesn't play at a competitive level. If you look at Madden YouTube now, you'll see guys like myself. You'll see guys like Skimbo. You'll see guys like Dubby, K-Mac, Noah Up Next. You'll see Pavin. You'll see in just a span of 3 years, you've seen people who have, and I'm not even part of the conversation when it comes to belts and anything like that, but you'll see people with competitive success at the highest level who are doing YouTube and dropping the freest knowledge ever that pertains to the highest level possible. And that's just available out there waiting for anybody to go get, okay? Take that back 5 years ago. Throne wasn't doing YouTube like that. The best Madden YouTubers when it came to actually playing the game were people, they weren't even gameplay guys to any degree, right? They just weren't. There was a couple of guys, AKG probably did some stuff. You guys might not even, a lot of you guys don't even know who that is. There was probably a couple comp guys doing little stuff. Joel CP might have been doing some stuff 5 years ago on YouTube, but even still. So, and no one was dropping knowledge like they are now. And so what does that mean? Dropping knowledge, what does that do for the game? I think it's easier to know what the best tactics are in the game, right? The best formations, both in offense, defense, best pass plays, best defenses, best blitzes, best everything, okay? And so the immediate reaction is, okay, Civil, so obviously it's easier now because little Timmy can just look up a YouTube video and be the best, right? And I'm going to play devil's advocate to that because there is some fact to that. There is some truth. Little Timmy can watch my YouTube videos and become way better. Run my schemes, become way better instantly. But on the contrary, the counters to every formation, every play in the game are on YouTube somewhere. They are all on YouTube. Some of them are broken down, literally titled How to Stop the RPO Glitch. Some of them you might find inside of a Skimbo gameplay, inside of a gameplay of mine where I play that, and you can see it and you can learn from that. So while the availability to information for how to run the best stuff is there, the availability to the information of how to defend and counteract the best stuff in the game is also there. I think a huge skill gap, and this goes for not just Madden, but just in life and trying to learn things in life, is information gathering. And that the fact of the matter is that I could put a best offense video out tomorrow. There's 10 other people who will also put out that this is the best offense in Madden 23 videos tomorrow. And you, as the consumer in this case, have the option to watch and to essentially learn from me or from the 9 other individuals. And it's on you to learn from the correct person, to apply the stuff from the correct person. And that is a huge thing in information gathering. And then it's also on you to learn the information, to one, seek the information, to find the correct information, because there's so much information out there, and then to apply the correct information in the correct manner, okay? Because the fact of the matter is, if you go through every single, even from a standpoint of ebooks, YouTube videos, whatever, you could play some of the best bunches possible, but just a step below the most pro competitive levels of bunches. You could play those, and with the information you can gather from watching ebooks and YouTube videos, you can bag those bunches, right? You can bag the RPO glitch, for example. So many people are so upset about the RPO glitch. I'll use that as an example. And I won't even go as far to call it a glitch. And the reason why I won't is because the readiness of or the availability of information out there to defend it. Cover 3 hard flats defends it. Cover 2 hard flat, every zone coverage hard flats defends it. I hate to go back to that, but the reason I go back to it is 5 years ago, if there was a glitch like that, to find the counter of it, you had to spend hours in the lab trying to figure it out. Now it's type it in and you'll find it. I don't know if you guys can just hear that my dishwasher's going. You literally just type it in and you'll probably find it, or you can even tweet at people, you can ask people, you can join Discords, you can comment section, watch videos, because you're bound to see somebody play, especially when it's meta. You're gonna see other people play it, and how do you see the best people in the world counteract those formations, right? How do they counteract those best available tactics? So that's where it gets into such a weird thing of like, yeah, it is easier to learn the very best things in the game, but that just lowers the barrier of entry. In my opinion, that just lowers the barrier of entry. And the barrier of entry into most things, I'm a big believer of, that should be low. I think it should be easy to be able to get your foot into the door of most things and then use your skill set to be able to succeed. I don't think it should be easy to get to the top, and it's not easy to get to the top in most fields, any field. But there's always availability of information there. And it is a skill gap to be able to use that information correctly. And then the other thing too is that pretty much now across the board, if you are somebody who is bad at utilizing that information, doesn't spend the time to utilize that information, let's say you work 40, 50 hours a week, and then you spend time with your kids, your girlfriend, your mom, whatever, your school, whatever, and then you hop on John Madden Football. I have a hunch, and I can't say this for certain, I have a hunch that you are worse now at the game compared to the opponents you play than you were 5 years ago. Because now there's a good chance 1 out of every 4 games, and I'm kind of making up these stats, don't get me wrong, but I really do believe this. I think the numbers can obviously vary here. 1 out of every 4 games, you're playing somebody who has that information, who watched the Skimbo video, who watched Civil, who watched Throne, who watched K-Mac, any of these guys. And 5 years ago, they didn't. So they were just pretty much at the same spot that you were. A lot of people had no idea what the best stuff was 5 years ago until they went into a tournament. Now, it's actually hilarious to me because I'm getting to a point where I've seen it change so much just in my time here playing Madden for the past since Madden 18, where going into a tournament, pretty much across the board, I know what the best stuff's going to be in a tournament. When I first started doing this, even 3 years ago, multiple times I was shocked by what someone would do in a tournament, because I was like, wow, I did not see that coming. Now, pretty consistently, I know exactly what I'm going to play in a tournament. Not always, but for the most part, I know exactly what I'm about to play in a tournament. So it's on me to use the information at my disposal to be able to counteract that correctly. And so that's just kind of how I see it. I will say this, I definitely don't think it's, I really don't know. I'm curious what you guys think in the comment section, because it's a pretty interesting topic of, I don't think it's easier now, because I'll say the competition's also risen up so much. The competition, every guy I play in online head-to-head, someone's running a scheme of some sort, an ebook of some sort that I know is, that I know the people personally who it resonates from, who it trickles down from. And I can easily watch someone run new trips and be like, one way or another, they were influenced by Fancy doing that. 5 years ago, you wouldn't do that. People would have their entire own schemes. Now, does that take some of the fun and creativity out of the game? Maybe, but the fact of the matter is that the game is made in a way that there's pretty much very clear, set ways that are better and worse for playing the game. And those best ways used to only get shown to 20 people in the world in, private calls, private lab sessions, private, whatevers. And now they're shown in a YouTube video that has 100,000 views, and a YouTube video that has 15,000 views, 20,000 views. A lot of times, again, the YouTube videos are titled that this is the best, and not always. It's not always the best from every single video that you'll see. But I can say for certain, like for myself, when I title something, this is the best, I truly believe at that point in time, this is the best possible thing in the game that's available to us. And having that information that you can just watch, and then especially even when it comes to ebooks, having the information of this exact breakdown of exactly how I'm going to play in the MCS tournament coming up 2 weeks from now is insane. That gives you such a huge advantage. But the person you're playing against also has that same advantage. So is it easier? If you're it's easier for you to get the information, but so is it for your opponents and vice versa. And so, I don't know, man. I'm curious. Curious what you guys think. Hope that made sense. Hey, you made it to the end of the video, meaning that you probably enjoyed it. If you did, check out this one right here. You're gonna like it even more. Or consider going in the description and check out my website, civil.gg. Learn how I play the game of John Madden football. All right? See you in the next one.